Oh, Philly fans, Philly fans, Philly fans. We are heading into dangerous territory about with this one, but I feel like it's something I absolutely have to talk about if you have not heard, and I'm going to play it for you, so fair warning. But as you can see here from Tim Saunders, Flyers radio broadcaster, who's absolutely fantastic, by the way. I don't get to listen to him a ton because, when I watch the Flyers, I watch the Flyers, but he is quite good. During last night's game in Buffalo, I made an error in judgment with my comments that were made when I thought we were in a commercial break. You know where this is going. I recognize how offensive my remarks were and the harm it has caused. Harm. Come on. Now I get it. He's got to write this, but come on. We're talking about some words. I take full responsibility and sincerely apologize to the Flyers, 97.5 The Fanatic, and all those affected by my remarks. To all Flyers fans and listeners of our broadcast, I promise that I will hold myself to a higher standard moving forward to ensure our broadcast is a safe and respectable place everyone can enjoy. And we had the Flyer statement. Of course, we're aware of the inappropriate comment made during last night's radio broadcast and the TV timeout of the Flyers Sabres game. These remarks do not reflect the standards of conduct or values we expect from anyone associated with our organization. Effective immediately, the Flyers, along with our radio partners, 97.5 The Fanatic, have issued a 2-game suspension while we address this matter with all parties involved. We take this matter very seriously and sincerely apologize to our listeners, fans, and all those affected by these comments. Now, I will say this. I have no problem with an apology being issued here. And if I didn't make it clear at the beginning, sorry about that. He said something on a hot mic, right? They were going to break, did not realize it was still live, and made a comment. So this is not one of those where like, oh, you shouldn't even have to apologize. I get it, sincere apology. I even understand this, right? 2-game suspension, get it. However, so many people, as we've seen in society nowadays, so into their victimhood and being offended by everything, of course, trying to make this into a bigger deal than it actually is. And here's what I will have a problem with is if this becomes something more. If we don't just move on from this and they try and make it bigger, whether it's a longer suspension or he has to, donate money to charity or like any of this other nonsense, absolutely ridiculous. But I'm going to play. So again, here is your warning. I'm going to play the clip for you and then we will talk about it and as well as a couple of reactions too. Okay. So here we go. You have been warned. I think it comes around the 25-second mark. This whole thing's 47 seconds long.
Sometimes the Flyers get a sense of urgency when they're playing from behind. Now they're going to take the TV timeout. We'll take it as well. 7 gone in the third. It's 3-2 Buffalo on the Philadelphia Flyers Broadcast Network.
Here we go.
Pump it up, it up, it up, it up.
Clearly he doesn't know he's on the radio.
While you're down there, would you mind blowing me?
I think we're still on the air, Tim. No, we're not, are we?
Oops. Now, look, if anyone in the comments wants to use the ridiculous words we use for everything I disagree with now and say I'm misogynistic or sexist or whatever it is, go for it. I thought it was funny. Now, again, on the air, completely wrong. He didn't know he was on the air, which obviously is to be taken into consideration. If he knew it was in the middle of a broadcast and he said that about something like a reaction to an official making a call or whatever it was, yeah, then we're talking about a whole different thing. But this is the guy who thought he was making a comment with I don't know how many people around him being in the radio broadcast, maybe his partner, and that's it. Maybe there are 1 or 2 other people in there. So it wasn't for public consumption. But again, it happened, so I get the apology and suspension 100%. But if you are an adult male and you have not heard this and laughed or thought this or said this yourself, you are a liar. I'm just saying this is not original. I can't even think off the top of my head now, but I know this has been in probably multiple movies or I don't know, a comedy skit or whatever it might be. It absolutely has been out there. And of course, you get a lot of people now, which is good to see. Says, give that man a raise. I think we're still on the air, Tim. Yeah, that was funny. Although, hey, if I'm Tim, I'm thinking there was a lot of air there from the time we thought we weren't on the air until that was said. If you realized you were still on the air, maybe let other people know as well who are on a mic. Suspending a longtime radio voice over one hot mic slip shows how zero tolerance rules silence honest reaction in sports broadcasting. Fans want real passion, not scripted perfection that turns every call into safe corporate talk. This overreaction kills personality and keeps voices bland forever. You know what? I don't necessarily disagree with that. Look, like I said, I'm okay with the suspension because it was on air and he made a mistake, and that's why I drew the line at anything else above and beyond this is absolutely ridiculous. I'll let Harrison Painter, FFS, whoever suspended this guy can blow me while you're down there. Tim, we're still on the air. They're showing some laughing. Give that man a raise. Is saying that offensive in Philly? Yeah, right. I thought it was a term of endearment or something. It is 100% pure locker room talk that probably starts with, I was going to say teenage boys, but man, I can't remember back, but I would say I wouldn't surprise me to have 10, 11, 12-year-old boys saying this. It is not to be mean. It is not to demean. It is not to offend. It is just, for lack of a better phrase that I know will piss off a lot of people, a guy thing. It doesn't mean anything more than that. It is not deep. Now, one thing I want to finish up with, I don't want to go into too many, but here is the epitome for me of the problem that we have in society today. Here is Chet. Here is Chet. Hi, Chet. Somehow Chet has sadly 56,000 followers, but thank you, but too late. Already canceled my season tickets. You forgot what this team stood for, and guys like Bobby Clark and Bob Shea will be shaking their heads in shame. I know I am. Uh, Chet, get bent, go F yourself. I mean, I don't know how many different ways I can say it, but this is, I could mock this guy all day, and I think this is what needs to be mocked. So a guy makes a pretty innocuous off-color comment while he thinks he's off air, apologizes for it, gets suspended for it. But that's not enough for little Chetty. No, no, little Chetty's going to cancel his season tickets to the Philadelphia freaking Flyers and then go on a nonsensical virtue signal. Chet, man, my friend, I don't know if there's any left out there, but I'm guessing if you went and listened to guys like Bobby Clark or Bob Boucher in the locker room when they were playing, oh, Chet, I don't think you would survive. I think you would have yourself a mental breakdown and maybe do a little peeing down the leg. You know what I'm saying, Chet? Because I promise you, this wouldn't bother. Now, again, because of the way it happened, they would speak out, of course, just like the apology from Tim himself. But this wouldn't bother those guys one bit at all. Not at all. Incredible overreaction. Great stuff, guys. You really got them. Uh, It's okay, everyone. We've already had our new play-by-play guy. First name is Haywood. 2-game suspension for a locker room comment from a hot mic. That blows. Yeah, well done, Bruce. Well done. I like that. So yeah, unfortunately, there are people like Chet out there, which is why this talk. But by the way, and I would love to know this from Chet. So Chet, if you are listening or watching, please answer in the comments below. Because here's what my guess is. The same people who are outraged about by this and want to make it more than what it is, like Chet, are probably the same people who are very okay with using sports teams to celebrate people's sexual preferences. And if you were to say you didn't want to, and maybe you didn't want to wear a patch on your uniform or your jersey during that special night, so the Philadelphia Flyers can have a night for your sexual preferences, but this off-color comment is going to get your season tickets canceled. I'm just saying, Chet, you might be the problem. Anyone else complaining about this but are okay with that, you might be the problem. I could go on forever, but I don't want to. I don't want to bore you all, man. I'd start getting into some off-color stuff myself. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Appreciate you checking out the video. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. I will talk to you later.